This entitled mother and daughter think that all the campers under their control are their slaves.
You're under arrest.
You won't believe how unfairly they treat this 12-year-old girl who just wants to have fun with her friends. Happy birthday if today's your birthday, and on with the show. Last night, I got into a little scuffle at the convenience store down the street, and my glasses broke. My backup pair was also broken, so I had to wake up and get my happy butt to the glasses shop to have the lenses put in new frames. Figuring I'll be there for a while, I brought my Switch Lite, since Hearthstone Battlegrounds lags my phone like crazy. I get there, they do the virus wellness check, and I take a seat by the door to wait my turn. In walks Karen and her 2 crotch goblins. There's no employee at the door yet, as they're all crazy busy. So one of the techs says to Karen, "Someone will be right with you," and goes back to working. I'm obviously playing BOTW. Now that the scene is set, let's begin the dumb effery. The cast: Karen the Entitled, K1 and 2, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, me, just some guy on the internet, E, employee who has my back, and PO the police officer.
Hey, that guy has a Switch. Hey mister, can I see it?
Sorry little dude, I'm in the middle of something.
Please, we're broke house and we won't play yours.
No can do kids, sorry.
Give them the game or else.
She said this very quietly, but thanks to my oversensitive hearing, I heard her loud and clear. Are you serious right now? Or else what?
Are you threatening my children?
No, I'm asking you to clarify what you said. Or else what? At this point, the employee comes back to do the wellness check on these 3 hobbits. Hello ma'am, how can I help you today?
Yes, I'm just here to get my angel's glasses and this man stole their game. Make him give it back.
I saw him playing that before you got here, so I'm not going to do that. Also, sir, you can go to the repair desk. They're ready for you. Thank you, sir. And away I go, thinking this was over. Oh boy, was I wrong. At some point in the 30 minutes it took them to find the new frames, Karen called the police. I get my frames and start to head out when I see police officer talking to Karen, so I decide to stick around for a minute. She gestures over to me a few times and then sits back down. Police officer turns around and sees me, laughs a little and then walks over. Hey Bill, this lady says you stole one of her kids' Switch. Any idea why she said that? Because she's a C? Dude, nah, for real, her kids asked to play it. I told them no, and then she said, give it to them or else. And when I asked her to explain or else what, she started going on about me threatening her kids and doing other stupid crap. I can assure you this is mine. Got all the details in it and everything. This lady is just a loon. Okay, you got a few to hang out while I ask the employees and see if they can check the security footage? I want to smoke, so I'll be right out front. Hey Karen, he's gonna check the security footage to see if you're being honest, or about to catch a charge for filing a false police report. And just so you know, I am the kind of guy who has nothing better to do than press charges.
Oh, screw you.
At this point, PO is turning red from holding back laughing. He goes in the back, I go outside to smoke, and then another officer shows up. We chat while waiting for the other officer to come back. Apparently Karen was finishing up the glasses for her hexborn, so he knew she would be out any minute. Alright man, thanks for sticking around. We're done here. Right on. Need anything else from me? Yeah, can you just hang out here with us till she leaves? I don't want her to cause any problems in the parking lot. So how does a charge for wasting an officer's time work anyway? Does she just get like a ticket or something? Man, there's a lot of paperwork, and we weren't too far away, so I'd rather not if it's all the same to you. Yeah, alright, fair enough then, Sonny Jim. But can you make it look like you were taking my statement about it when she walks out? I kinda wanna freak her out. They both laugh and say no. Karen walks out to her car. Her crotch goblins get in the back, and Officer 2 notices neither of them have a car seat or booster. He almost skips over to her car to give her a ticket, while me and the officer walk to my car laughing at her losing her mind over the ticket. End of the day, I got my 2 new pairs of glasses, kept my Switch, Karen got a ticket, and to celebrate, I bought myself the Johnny Silverhand 18-inch figure from Walmart. As Ice Cube said, it was a good day. I have a close circle of female friends who all had their first kids around the same time as me. We all live in the same town and see each other regularly. This friend is one that I'm the least close to for a variety of reasons. Firstly, because even though she has no issue with it, She insists she has a gluten intolerance. She even told us all that she went to the doctor and the doctor told her she didn't have an intolerance, but that she still thinks she does. Because the medical professional has no idea, right? Now, you may be going, come on, that's really nothing. And it isn't, but it's just annoying. I'm always the one to cater for our events, because I love doing it, and having to make her fake allergy food annoys me. I always pettily spike things with soy sauce and then message her the next day to check how she feels. She's always fine. I'm an awful, shallow person, but that act gives me a great pleasure, and I shan't stop. Anyway, this friend and I had organized to meet at my house for a playdate with our kids. The plan was to have the kids play and we drink tea and chat. Or so I thought. She arrived with the child and then said I could watch him while she pops to the shops to get a birthday card for her dad. The shop is just down the road, so of course I said yes. She turns, gets in her car, and drives off. I'm watching this, wondering if she understands the impact on the environment driving 20 meters down the road has, and see her turn away from the shop. Okay, I think. She's likely forgotten her purse or something. I close the door and attend to the children. Now we all know our own progeny is far superior to that of anyone else. Our little man loves Lego, and although he is a bit too young to put the complicated ones together, he likes to find the pieces we need and have us do it for him. He therefore has a large collection of cars, Batmobiles, tractors, planes that we've completed that he carefully plays with and puts on the shelf. We've got a whole box of random pieces for him to create and smash with. Long story short, this demon spawn has no respect for Lego and breaks all of these toys up, then comes to me and demands a snack. His mum has been gone for about 20 minutes now, and she's not said anything about snacks, but it's nearly lunchtime. I fob him off with an apple and get the train tracks out. Time passes. Lots of time passes. I feel like I have aged a century trying to stop Spawn of Satan from destroying our house. And he does not stop talking. I get it, you're a curious kid, but dude, give me 5 minutes where you aren't spewing words in my face. My son, meanwhile, is desperately trying to get him to talk to him and play with him, and I'm constantly trying to redirect his attention to playing. I've got my patient mum voice on. You know the one. High and sugary with just a tingle of if you keep going, I'ma need to lock myself in the pantry for 10 minutes. I look at my watch. She's been gone 2 hours. It's lunchtime, so I feed the rabble. I swear, there may only been 2 little boys, but at lunchtime, there's at least 14 of them, judging by the amount they eat. 3 hours, 4 hours. I get worried. What if she's been in an accident? I text her, asking if everything is okay.
Yeah, sorry hun,
she messages me.
I ran into my husband and we've been to the supermarket, and then we went to the bookshop and now we're home.
I was genuinely gobsmacked. Who does this? I know we have been friends for years and we both trust each other's ability to parent, but who drops their kid off on a friend and then gets lost for a day without even telling them? I asked when she's coming back and she said she'll finish putting her shopping down and then pop in for that cuppa. Meanwhile, I'm freaking seething. Her kid is doing my nut in. I start throwing sweets at him to give myself some peace. Don't judge me. She didn't tell me I couldn't, so it's her own fault. My own kid has given up on this heck beast and is playing in his bedroom. An hour later she arrives. Sugar has well and truly kicked in, and Demon Spawn sees her and bursts into spectacular tears. She sweeps him into her arms and I put on my blandest face, shrug and say, he must be hungry. He's been asking for snacks for the last 3 hours. She asks if I mind if she takes him home. Do I mind? I insist she takes him and make a passive-aggressive comment about how caring for our kids is the most important thing we do. She leaves. I run upstairs to the boy and we have a well-needed cuddle, a glass of warm milk for him and a gin for me, whilst we survey the chaos. She messaged me later and said he'd been so excited about having been to our house that he didn't sleep until 9 PM and had been very emotional. I conveniently didn't tell her about the amount of sugar I pumped into her lovely little Lucifer. Her turn to deal with him. Okay, first off, I definitely don't condone putting something in somebody's food against their consent and without their knowledge. Some people don't get registered as having allergies, but they still have reactions to food. Now, yes, it seems like this chick was lying, but would you really want to take that risk and be the one responsible? That being said, this woman is awful. How could you do that to a so-called friend? Yeah, I'll just go to the shops down the road. She knew what she was doing. She didn't just bump into her husband, she turned the wrong way. Doing something like this is definitely friendship breaking. She basically stole an entire day from this woman. My church ran a girls' camp, so the girls wouldn't feel left out of the men's annual scout camp. Girls aged 12 to 18 would attend along with some adult leaders. One mother-daughter pair, in my camp, were very entitled. Sadly, I was a first year, 12 years old, and the daughter was a 6th year YCL, 18-year-old youth camp leader. I had to do what she said, or else she would run to mummy and get me in trouble. I was very excited to go, because my family went camping often, and I love it. We pulled up to a cabin, and I was surprised. I'd never gone camping with a cabin, a canopy, and tables all set up. Rustic, but not like a tent. So we got to work setting up a kitchen with a portable stove, sink connected to a nearby hose, and a drying rack, along with coolers full of food. I wouldn't have been surprised to see an outlet somewhere. Anyway, I got in trouble quite a lot throughout the week, all by entitled mother who called me rebellious. Some of the highlights. I didn't wash my hands before starting the fire. You know, with matches and wood in the fire pit. Apparently, since we were roasting marshmallows, I should have washed my hands so the wood wouldn't get my germs. I accidentally tipped my canoe on the lake, which meant I had to spend hours cleaning all the other canoes as swimming was not allowed. I was overheard laughing at an idea for a prank. Guilty. I walked through the woods and found a dead dollar, no just kidding, where there was no path and could have been attacked by a bear. Just no. I couldn't tie a knot needed for my certification, and no one would show me, so I was yelled at until I cried and left to figure it out, while the group moved on without me. I was banned from the fire pit because another girl felt insecure after I started our evening fire with only one match. And for the part you and I had been waiting for, leaving camp. I had slept on the upstairs attic of the cabin with the rest of the younger girls, so we packed our stuff and got it outside. All the girls were split into 2 groups to sweep out the cabin, to avoid mice and bugs being attracted before the next occupants arrived. Those of us who slept upstairs would sweep first, while the downstairs girls ate. That way, the dust would fall down on an unswept floor and not make a mess of something already done. Then when we were finished, we would switch. The younger girls would get breakfast and the older ones would sweep downstairs. I was so happy to be out of there, I swept quickly and talked with the younger girls who were mostly pretty cool. Then, when we were done, we saw the older girls still eating, so I suggested we briefly sweep the downstairs to make their jobs easier. They'd still have to come and perfect it, but at least we could get a layer of dust and crumbs off first. The others weren't keen on my plan, and mostly went to wait by the tables, but 2 girls stayed with me and we started sweeping. Entitled Kid came over to see why we didn't come.
What are you doing?
We were just trying to help. We'll go eat now and you can take over.
I don't think so. It's a mess in here. It's like you just got the top layer and I can see wrappers in the corner. You need to do a better job.
No, this is your job. We were just helping. Now we need food.
Don't move. I'm getting my mother.
We ignored her and went to eat when entitled mother stormed over.
OP, girl 1 and 2, you need to finish sweeping. EK said you didn't do a good enough job.
It's not our job. We did the top and now EK and older girls are supposed to do the bottom.
Did you start on the bottom?
Yes, we were.
Then it's your responsibility to finish what you start. A half-done job is not acceptable. You'll learn that when you're EK's age and face the real world. Now go sweep.
We argued until, I'll admit with shame, I cried. In the end, we swept, missed breakfast, and drove home, 4 hours by bus. Hungry and upset. EM even tried to tell my mum how awful I'd been up at camp, but she didn't believe a word of it. I skipped camp the next year, but started going after EM stopped. It was lovely after that, and when I was 6th year, I made sure the first years worked but felt welcome and included, were treated fair, despite my fellow 6 years trying to continue the hazing. I think we can probably all relate to a bad camp experience. You're already in an uncomfortable situation. You're not at home with your normal luxuries that you enjoy, plus you're probably in a location that you can't easily leave. So if you get stuck with an entitled mum and kid, that's gonna make it all the more painful. I just think it's really sweet though that she learned from her pain, and when she was in a position of power, she used it to care for them rather than causing more pain. Submit your story to be read on the channel at voiceyherestories@gmail.com and join our Voicey veteran community at r/VoiceyHere. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to never miss an episode. Alright Voicey veterans, I'll see you in the next one.